All right, I want to get into something a little bit because I've seen a bunch of clips, and I'm not picking on Hunt. And
Hey, hold on a second. Let me before you do that, can I tell you something? I went to GoFlow yesterday because I've been a little bit sick, under the weather.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You talking about like choking out during a live read?
Yeah, choking out during a live read. Did y'all catch that? Anybody heard that one? So I went there. I was like,
sorry,
all right,
guys.
I'm going to check it out. And so I got like the vitamin shot. It had like all the vitamin B's, the vitamin C's, and then a vitamin, like a D shot in the arm. Lacey was like last night, she was like, you got so much energy right now. And I was like, yep, feel great. So I went to GoFlow.
Shout out to GoFlow.
It was easy too. I was in and out in like 30 minutes too.
Yeah.
Signed up, created an account, got an IV. It was awesome.
Maybe throw an extra vitamin or two in there, Bo.
Vitamized.
GoFlowIV.com. Again, Hoot, if you're here, you can come defend yourself. It's fine. And it's just a clip that I saw, but he's not the only one that I've seen this from, talking about not being able to run the football for LSU. And look, the defensive line has looked good. The day we went out there was a couple of pass rush moves from the interior. I'm like, all right, that's different. They didn't have that a year ago. And I think Kyle Williams is going to do a hell of a job with that group. But y'all know my pet peeve in the run game. And there's a lot of people that say this. It's not just Hoot. It drives me crazy. It's like, they couldn't run the ball today. Couldn't do it. I'm like, well, every day that I've been to practice, Caden Durham or a back has hit a 40, 50-yard run. And they're like, yeah, but outside of that, there's no outside of that. You can't take that away. It's not when a quarterback throws for 300 yards. Yeah, but if he didn't hit that 70-yarder, the thing is that 70-yarder was part of what he did. You want the receiver to fall down at 30? Like in the running game, one of the things that you continue to do, and that's why you have to establish the run game, it's why you have to stay consistent with the run game, there's going to be a lot of 2 and 3 yard carries. And you lean on the defense, you see where the openings are going to be, you stay with it, and guess what pops? A 40, a 50, a 60. The 2 days I've been out there, Caden Durham has hit at least a 40-yard run. Now, look, is the defense doing a great job? Yeah, for sure. But the offensive line is going to be a continued work in progress throughout camp. But I'm not going to sit there and act like they're not opening up running lanes. When you have big hitters, and I think, Tay, you said the practice you went to, there was like 3 big runs.
It was about a 55 and a 45, almost back-to-back.
That's what the running game is. It's not going to be 7 yards a pop over and over and over again. If it is, that's troublesome for the LSU defense. No, a good running game is going to make sure that they stay within the system, don't try to do things they can't get done, which we've talked about that in the past, and eventually the 3 yards turn into 30 yards. The 5 yards turn into 50 yards. Every single day, the LSU run game has hit a big one. And so I actually go back and I watch some of the tape, and I'm like, all right, they are coming along at the pace that they need to. And also the defensive line is better. That's why you don't see 7 yards every single run. So it's always been a pet peeve of mine. This guy had 130 yards rushing, but if you take the 80-yard out of there, he only had 50. The thing about football is that 80-yard run counts. And that 80-yard run is a part of the story. And that 80-yard run leads to whatever happens the rest of the game. And so had to get that out there.
Yeah, there's an evolution in the running game. It's kind of like when you do, let me paint a picture in the passing game. Like you run a bubble screen, and it's gaining a couple yards, and you keep running it. Well, all of a sudden the defense starts teeing off on it, and you run a fake bubble screen, and you hit a deep shot down the sideline.
Yeah.
It kind of, running plays are kind of like that. There's a lot of times where it's 2 yards in a cloud of dust. There's a lot of times it's a tackle for a no gain.
3 yards in a cloud.
And there's
give me my yard.
2 to 3. My bad. But you're right. You cannot take anything like that away. But that's the dangers, I guess, of training camp. And of course, we have to go out there. We got to make evaluations. We got to see what's like, who's looking good, who's looking bad. But when a receiver makes a great catch, the DB looks bad.
Yep.
When the safety makes an interception, the quarterback looks bad. Like somebody's going to look good, somebody's going to look bad. And hopefully if you have a good team, everybody looks bad at certain points during the day, right? Certain points during a practice. But you are absolutely right. Like Caden Durham has popped off big runs multiple times. And I would like to say like the defense when we went there did look good. Hunter's right on that. Like the defense looked good at times. They looked like they were stopping the run and the pass equally. But then Garrett would hit a good pass. Cade would break off a big run. Yeah. And that's the evolution of practice. That's the evolution of okay, what down and distance are we working this period?
Right.
Is it more likely run situations? Okay, the defensive lineman is going to have a little bit more run technique. Like it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit more challenging. And I kind of asked you this, like to kind of argue against you a little bit at the break. You say you can't take a big run away, and you absolutely can't because the linemen earn that, the running back earn it, like a big run, and what you do leading up to that point kind of sets that up. Mm-hmm. If you're running inside zone, you're setting it up, and then obviously you pop an outside zone and you catch them or whatever it is. But what about, you feel the same if first play of the game, we pop a 70-yard run for a touchdown, defense makes an adjustments and stops them from under 100 the rest of the game.
Yeah, that still counts. The 70-yard run still counts. It's still a narrative. It's still a part of the game. But that is a different situation because you can't take that away, but credit on the defense for making whatever that adjustment was. I am more talking about throughout the game. And look, it's not like you're only hitting 3-yard runs, 2-yard runs. Like you're hitting, hey, here's a 7. Hey, here's a 2. Here's a 3. Here's an 11. Hey, here's a 2. Here's a 1. Here's a no gain. Here's a 14. Like part of that is a part of the run game. That's why you have to stay with it. That's why you can't get away from it. How many times have you seen a game plan where the run's not hitting at the very beginning of the game? They're like, the hell with it. We got to throw the ball. And you end up throwing the ball 47 times. That's troublesome. Like within the run game, you have to stay committed to it. And I'm not saying just hit your head against a brick wall like we used to at times back when we were playing. But if you can see the signs, and look, these coaches all have it, because I sit right next to the LSU coaches. Our radio booth is here. The offensive coaches are right next to us. After every play, they see the play right back in front of them, right? So they have film in front of them. So they know what's about to pop. They got end zone copies. They can see, okay, well, man, gosh, if that back just hits that A gap a little bit quicker, we've got something there. And it's staying consistent in the run game, not bailing on the run game too soon. And so for me, it's exciting to see as a play caller, you're not just running inside zone, right? You're being creative now in the run game. We saw a bunch of duo the day we went out there. Yep. That's something that's a little bit new. Mm-hmm. And they realized that there was a problem last year. And look, Caden Durham had a great year individually. They did not have a great running attack a year ago. That's the easy thing to say because it was factual. So they're changing things up this year. And I do think it's going to be a run game that they have to stick with because you're eventually going to lean on the defensive line long enough to hit a 50-yarder.
Yeah, and this happened, when I believe that there's going to be more under center. They're going to throw in a little bit of that this year. At least they should. And we saw a little bit of practicing in some special situations. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in that. But the positive takeaways I had was, all right, we're running different schemes.
Yeah.
Duo, powder, counter, zone. They're like we're mixing it all in. But then you look at, man, the defense, are they better than we thought they would be? It's a big question mark right now. The defensive line, interior defensive line. Yeah. These guys look really well coached. Yeah. Given a lot of effort.
Yeah, the pass rush looks completely different.
It looks great.
Interior wise.
Yeah. And then so if you want it to look good right now because you have question marks, young guys at offensive line that you want them to be going against guys with really good effort, high effort, and really quality technique from a hand standpoint and footwork standpoint and hitting their marks and gap integrity. You want all that right now. Like you want to be practicing against that. So I think it's a positive thing. You want everybody to look good in camp and you want everyone to look bad a couple times because that means the guy they're facing is doing something well. And that's training camp, folks. I mean, that's the way it is. You cannot look good. The running game cannot look good every play and us feel good as a whole about the team.